Welcome and welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Love Notes. This is the pre-show. It is Thursday, October 8th, and I'm excited to do a recap of this week's Motivating Mondays blog post. And I talk about the Spread Love campaign, actually the hashtag Spread Love, L-O-V-E, Spread Love, L-U-V campaign, and an incentive that was added to get a digital gratitude journal that once you have done the Spread L-U-V aspect of the campaign and shared a video and also become a junior sponsor by having it played on my show or during the pre-show. It depends. You might make it to the actual show. So because this is such an important aspect of the new Emancipation Proclamation Gratitude Journal, I'm actually going to talk about gratitude tonight in the live edition of this show. And so I'm excited to talk about that. I'm also excited to introduce you to my senior spotlight for this week. Yay! My senior sponsor this week, who is the focus of our sponsor spotlight and the interview that's coming up next. It's Miss Tiffany Diaz of Beautiful Soul Beauty Apothecary. And this was such an incredible interview. I'm going to post the full interview next week sometime. In the meantime, you'll get excerpts from it. And if you've been checking out my Facebook business page, you will know that there were a couple of excerpts on there as well. And so just stay tuned to that amazing excerpts from that amazing interview with her, because it was like a 30-minute interview, so I cut it down a little bit. But you get the gist, and also make sure you check out the links below for the dates and places that she'll be in the near future. And also you can check out her website, which is beautifulsoulapothecary.com, so that you can schedule your free product consultation that she talks about in the interview. And lastly, just thank yous. Last week was an amazing week. This week is another amazing week, and that's ahead of us. And I'm excited. This past weekend, on Sunday in particular, I was able to go to a networking event and met some incredible people. So please check out my blog post called Motivating Mondays for Monday, October 5th, and find out more about the people that I met there. I have one business that is partnering with me and is going to be one of my senior sponsors. I'll get to spotlight them at the end of the month. That's Beard and Brawn. And oh my goodness, these two young men, what an amazing journey they're on, and what a fantastic product line that they are launching, or they have launched. And so I'm excited that they have decided to be one of my senior sponsors. And they'll be interviewed later on this month, and we'll catch them at the end of October. And that is about it. It was a very short Motivating Mondays this week. Oh, no, that's not true, because I also wrote about loss and expressed some love to my cousins who lost their uncle, and how especially poignant that was for me, because they are my only cousins who have lost both parents. And so that's been on my mind, and there's just been a lot of loss. It doesn't even have to be loss of someone physically through death. There's just a lot of loss that's happening around the country, around the world, with this pandemic going on. And so there's a lot of people that are feeling some kind of way. And for me, loss brings me back to love, because loss is an inevitable part of life. Death is an inevitable part of life. It is guaranteed that if you live, you will die. It doesn't matter what you are or what entity you come into life form as, a plant, an animal, a human. It doesn't matter. We are all going to die. And so what I hope loss eventually will bring us back to is love. Greater love for God, greater love for ourselves, and greater love for others. And that's really exciting to me to consider. It's such a different take on loss. I think a lot of people think loss leads to heartbreak and pain and misery and things of that nature, and it doesn't always have to be. Not at all. And I think we can take a different perspective. Everything is about perspective. Everything is about choices. Whether you want to call it an excuse or a reason, it's still a choice at the end of every day, a choice you make. So I just want you guys to stay tuned for some love with Miss Tiffany Diaz of Beautiful Soul Beauty Apothecary. Thanks so much for watching. Welcome to another edition of Love Notes. This is the pre-show, and I am excited to be highlighting another one of my senior sponsors this week. This is Miss Tiffany Diaz from Beautiful Soul Apothecary, and I am so excited to have you join us today. Oh my goodness. Um, why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I'll get to asking you some questions because I'm excited.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Kai, for the opportunity to interview and to be featured here. We are a senior sponsor. My name is Tiffany Dias. I am the owner of Beautiful Soul Beauty Apothecary. New venture for me. My background is in medical cosmetics and also medical project management, actually. And I've just embarked on this new venture, and I'm so excited. It's something that's very near and dear to me, and yeah, I'm just ready to
See it flourish. I
yes.
understand. So tell me, I think it's so fascinating that the name of your business is listed as an apothecary. So tell
Mhm.
me where that name came from. Why that designation?
So the work that I do here at Beautiful Soul, it's similar to the true traditional apothecary practices. So we use herbs. We love herbs. We use essential oils, bentonite healing clay, sugar, salt, honey, even CBD in the traditional medicinal form. And when I say traditional, I'm literally in the kitchen here with a mortar and a pestle, a herb grinder, herb dehydrators. I have an industrial herb oil infuser machine. And in those instances where we don't use the heating methods, we use a traditional cold press method. So we use that to make our soaps and cold press infusions for the spiritual oils, which take 4 to 6 weeks to produce. And that's all in line with the lunar cycle. So that's what makes our products intention based and spiritual based. So all of that's in our cosmetics and the herbal elixirs. They're made in fresh, small batches. And what we don't sell, we destroy. And if we run out of something within one cycle, we don't make more into the next new moon cycle. So for us, our business, new moon is new energy. And again, what we don't sell, we destroy. So that's part of the reason why it's listed as an apothecary with those traditional methods and using the herbs and using them in a spiritual capacity.
Wow. So you basically take the plant and you take it through the whole process to put it in your product.
Yes. And that's how we get the oil extraction. I can't give you a secret recipe, but
No, 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 no. Not looking for it. Not looking for it.
that
We're
is
not
the
doing
gist
that.
of it. That's the gist of it.
That's amazing. So you have all those tools of the trade at your fingertips.
And some of them are the more traditional holistic methods. Again, there's many ways to make oils. You can use cheesecloth and some of the more traditional methods that have been used by Native Americans and
Mhm.
other indigenous backgrounds. But of course, we're modern, so I do
Right.
have an industrial herb presser and things of that sort, and obviously a mortar and pestle and all kind of little gadgets and tools. But it's a process for sure. But
Wow.
still in, I guess, the modern apothecary is what I would list it or how I would classify.
That is awesome. Okay, so you kind of answered my next question, which I'm grateful for because you shared the process kind of by which your products are made. But can you go into the importance of doing it according to the lunar cycle that you were speaking on?
Yeah, so again, the process, I won't divulge everything, but
Right? No secrets,
we
no secrets.
we try to make enough, and if we get wholesale orders, my wholesale policy is 7 to 21 days, just so that it falls within that. And
Right.
everything is intention based. So on the new moon, that's when it's my grind time, my work time, and I have to prioritize my work and my lead based upon having my oils available to actually make harnessing that energy.
Awesome.
So I do have
Um,
and again, I can't give you all the secrets. There's two things I can't divulge to you. One is the Colonel Secret recipe, and the second one is my 7 oil proprietary blend. But I will tell you all of our intention based products, specifically our spiritual bath kits, the hair oil, the beard oil, the yoni oils, my bath bombs, my sugar and salt scrubs, and even our lipsticks, they're all made in house and infused with Reiki energy. So during that lunar cycle, that's when I would do the meditation. There's a blessed or cleanse process that we do when we smudge our products. all before they're either stocked on the shelf here or shipped out to customers. So it is a process. It's not just herbs in a bottle, and it's super exclusive and definitely intentional in manner.
I love that. I used the sugar scrub that you
Right.
gifted me, and I'm wearing the earrings.
I love it.
I'm so excited. See, because my hands get so dry, especially with the weather changing like so dramatically, and my hands get so dry. And what I did this morning is I washed my hands regularly, but then I went back and I used the scrub. And oh
Nice.
my goodness, it's such a luxurious experience.
Hmm.
It really is, just
I
putting a little
appreciate
bit on
that.
my hands and rubbing it in. And it was like my hands are still feeling just so smooth, you
I
know?
appreciate that. That means more to me than you know. I'm telling you, because it's definitely intention behind that. It's not just
Right. It's not just
in a
ingredients
way
in a
that
bottle.
right,
It's not just I mixed up some sugar and oil and stuff like
right.
that, but just the whole experience of opening the package, you know? Like it comes, I meant to have it right here, but it comes in a little bag and it's got a little wooden, scoop to it's just so beautiful. And like it's the
I
whole
love the scoop. Like,
experience
where's the scoop?
feeling so special, like somebody created this and here it is, I get to use it. And so there is an intention behind it. Maybe when you were creating it, but also in me receiving it, that intention it felt so special, just that to having that experience. And so I want to talk a little bit about, because your tagline is that they're spiritual beauty products. So tell me, what is so important about having spiritual beauty products, and what does that really mean?
Well, most people, what they don't realize is because we've been so brainwashed by this billion-dollar corporate beauty industry, is that it is actually the ritualistic, beautiful, spiritual connotation that makes these beauty products work. When you use all natural, non-chemical, non-synthetic ingredients, and you no longer have to hide behind the science, what you
Mhm.
have is just nature and faith, right? So,
Right.
um, when we look back in history and all different types of ritualistic beauty practices, we can go back to Aztec, we can go back to Egyptian, where clay, salt, oils, herbs, they were all used in beauty products. And even the Greeks used things like olive oil and honey. And in India, they've used turmeric for years. In China, they've used herbs and herbal teas and jade and crystals. And
Right.
I'm sure we can point out countless examples of um, this where they've been in different cultures and parts of the world where spiritual beauty routines were of the norm. Some of which were used for invocation for
Hmm.
ancestors or ancestral libations and spiritual
Right.
practices for fertility, for attraction, and all of these type of things. So my question is, why did that change? Did that really change,
Hmm.
or did we just commercialize the practice and decide to profit from it?
Oh.
Um, why wouldn't you use an all natural lipstick that was created with the affirmation card and the intention to help you channel third eye or chakra discernment? Why wouldn't you use an intention based yoni oil or soap for your sacral area to help with fertility or to remove sacral energy blocks? Why wouldn't you use a herbal or CBD salt bath to realign your chakras to help self love or use for meditation and manifestation? So I guess I'm just really big on bringing that back. I think we've lost that
Right.
over the years and we've commercialized everything, but that's why I feel that it's important to have spiritual beauty products. All beauty routines should be spiritual. And again, that's just my philosophy, but that's behind the brand. And you're right, it goes hand in hand with the tagline, the spiritual beauty products for your soul, where your beauty can grow. And that's what I hope to instill in it. Makes me feel great that you had that experience as the recipient of the product. So I appreciate that again, Kai, more than you know.
Oh my goodness. I'm just like, just from our first conversation when we met at the Black Flea Market, probably 3 weeks ago or so, I think it's been. And just our conversation afterward has left me just more than impressed by what you're doing and this need. And it mirrors so strongly with what I've been working on with the new Emancipation
Mhm.
Proclamation project that I've been working on, that I'm working on that internal, but it had never occurred to me that there was that need for an external, that there should be some sort of ritual or routine, that if you're healing on the inside, that your skin and your face and everything about you should reflect that.
And it will. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And so that's why I was so impressed by what you were sharing with me, and wanted to have you on the show, and just thank you so much, because it really is the experience. I think it's not just, I think you speaking on intention, you can tell from just from the packaging what your intention is to make somebody feel special. Okay, so when I think of like mixing, I think of science and how all
Mhm.
these things blend together. And then there's the spiritual nature behind it. But really, um, sometimes it seems like people can't get that to mix science and spirituality.
Right.
So how do you find the balance to bring them together? I feel like from what you said, that science is spiritual for you. And so please speak on that.
So every day I'm working to find the balance. It is a struggle. As I'm maturing, I'm learning that this balance is necessary. So I know on the outside it may seem like I got it all figured out, but I promise you, I'm just winging it. I am just winging it. And as women, as mothers, we wear so many hats. But on this journey, I'm learning to really just rely on my intuition 100%. I've gotten to the
Mm,
point now where I don't care what it looks like. I don't care about the analytics. I don't care about science. I don't care about probability. All I know is that I've never gone without. Um,
amen.
you know, God always provides for me. And in the situations where I've ignored my intuition, I've had regrets. So I
Mm,
think I told you this in a previous conversation that I've always been naturally empathic, and I
hmm.
pushed that side away for so long just to focus on the more practical side of things. And I've
Right.
lost my way at one point in time, but decided to really get serious about building my business. And I started to tap back into that intuitive side. And this all started when I started having recurring prophetic dreams and being led to Bible verses about the miracle healing properties of oils and of herbs and of salt. And I just started noticing the synchronicities so much where I couldn't ignore them. Like, for
Right.
example, I would see James 5:14 and 15 about any sick among you, call out to the elders of the church, let them pray over him and anoint his head with oil. And I just kept seeing
Mm,
like 515 and seeing James and weird and random places. And
right.
I was also seeing 1 Samuel 10:1 about when Samuel anointed Saul's head with the olive oil and poured it on his head and kissed him and said that hasn't the Lord anointed you ruler over your inheritance? And that just kept playing for me over and over. I actually seen that in a dream, and I hadn't even remembered the Bible verse, and then I was led to it. So for me, that was just total confirmation that I need to start walking in my faith. So for me, just those angel numbers and all that, that is just a sort of conviction, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if I don't bring a tempered balance to my life with my spirituality, and of course we all live here in this 3D realm,
Right.
um, it's a sort of conviction for me. So as I'm maturing, as I'm walking in my own journey, I'm learning every day, and I'm actively trying to make cosmic decisions to take the road less traveled and just to go to God in my uncertainty. And now that I am walking in my purpose and I'm learning, I'm leading, I'm coaching, I'm teaching, I'm working with my hands, I'm healing myself and I'm healing others. It's getting easier, but it is a struggle having a passionate and spiritual calling over your life. But for me, having that balance is not an option. Again, it's just a conviction for me. So I just try to do as I'm led.
Walking in your purpose.
It's hard, but it's a good
It is. I've heard that so much. I've heard that so much from several different people. Like they know this is what they've been called to do. Whatever endeavor it is, they know that's what
thing.
it's been called to do, and all the research that goes into it, and the personal investment. And I am so grateful for how God, He not just calls us, but He will qualify us.
No, yeah. Like, who, me? Yes, you. Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's interesting that when we finally realize that we have been called and we have been qualified, that's when we recognize what our purpose is,
Hmm.
and it's that marriage, that I so appreciate, learning from people is about walking in your purpose and knowing what God has called you to do and just navigating everything else around that, you know? Another question. What is it that you want people to know about your products? You know, what makes them stand out from others that they would be drawn to them?
Okay, so I think all the things I described earlier make my products stand out and unique. The packaging, the intention behind them. We really pride ourselves with sourcing organically for the herbs that we use. And
Oh,
I
okay.
actually prefer to work with local farmers or Black farmers or growers to source when we can. So I built relationships with local farmers and growers. So, like you met me out at the Black Flea Market, I frequently attend the Black Farmers Market in Raleigh and in Durham. And so that's one thing that kind of helps. I feel it is important since we are using the herbs in the spiritual baths and we use them to work with ancestors and our spirit guides. I've also enjoyed introducing new products every week. So that's something that I think makes my business stand out from others. You're not going to get the same old products all the time. Obviously, I have a staple line of products that I make, but I really like to use that creative, expressive energy to create new products all the time. And it's something I've learned to embrace about myself and love about myself, that creative side of me. Um, let's see, anything else? I think that another thing that makes Beautiful Soul stand out is that we were created out of the desperation in a space at a time where I didn't feel that I fit in anywhere professionally or
Hmm.
personally. And it's just a reflection of my love for the aesthetic and the esoteric. So that's one thing that I think makes Beautiful Soul stand out from other cosmetic brands or from other holistic brands. I will say self-proclaimed, always been the black sheep, a little weird, a little awkward, a little unsure of myself. And I truly believe that if you resonate with that to some degree, there's probably something here for you, some product or some service that you'd appreciate or could benefit from. So that's what basically stands out about Beautiful Soul.
Wow. That is such a powerful statement. And just how in seeking your own individuality and being willing to be comfortable with who you are, you found your purpose.
Yeah, find your own beautiful soul. Yeah.
Yeah. That is, I'm getting chills. Okay, so please tell me, what does Beautiful Soul have in store for the future? Short
Hmm.
term, long term. You mentioned how you have a product every week.
Mm-hmm.
You release a new
Yep.
product every week.
Yep. So
So,
consistently launch products. In the short term, I plan to build our business brand. Obviously, this is a new endeavor and a new business model. So in the near future, I hope to host pop-up vending events, and you'll see me out here in the community. I hope to attend more community wellness events and expos. I'm currently working on funding the revamp of my home-based storefront here.
okay.
So that way customers can actually have a place to come hang out, experience Beautiful Soul services, shop the products. And I plan to obviously, have products here, but also offer yoni steamings, Reiki, and oracle card readings, and maybe small parties. I wouldn't do more than 6 here in my home front
Right.
storefront base, but I guess this will be a more of a short, long-term goal, but it's definitely on the list. We usually
Awesome.
have info about upcoming events on our IG or our Facebook pages. We try to list in advance, but of course, as you know, with pop-up events, sometimes it's very little notice.
Right.
But we do plan to attend and host events in other cities as well. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be coming to a city near you soon. Um, let's see. As for long term, there's there's so much in store. There's so much in store. But one of the major long-term goals is to, I think I mentioned this to you, have an official brick and mortar storefront
Right.
or have retail partnerships. We'd love to
Ooh.
start local. So if you're a local business owner and you have a spiritual wellness business, a spa, or esoteric shop, and you've checked out our products, feel free to get in contact with me. I'd love, love, love to hear from you. Also, if you're watching this and you're in the local RDU area, you can find us vending at local community events. We have a temporary spot at the NC Fairgrounds, so we're usually there about twice a month.
Okay.
We also collaborate quite frequently with the NC Black Farmers Market and the Melanated Exchange Market in Charlotte. as well as a Triangle pop-up in Morrisville, North Carolina. So we'll be in Durham this week, actually, Saturday, 10/10. So it's 400 West Main Street from 3 to 7 p.m. And then Sunday, October 25th, we'll be at Amika's International, which is 1954 West NC 54. And that's from 1 to 6 p.m. And on November 14th, we'll be at the Fount Coffee in Morrisville, North Carolina from 10 to 2. So check us out, check us out, check us out. All these details are on our social media pages. And of course, we plan to bring our products to a few national and international expos in 2021. But I don't know with this whole pandemic, but that's, again, long-term, short-term goal, but that's what's in store for Beautiful Soul here.
Wow. Yay. Okay. I'm so excited.
Right. Yeah.
I'm so excited. How amazing. Okay. And I love that you guys are just you're just doing your thing over here.
I'm telling you, we're just doing it. So
you are
doing it. So
this is incredible. So amazing. Tell me. Well, first of all, let's have let people know how they can get in touch with you, because it's not just they can find you at these events. Let them know how they can get in touch with you today.
Absolutely, yeah. I just want to use this time to do that. They can contact us through our website, so beautifulsoulapothecary.com. We can be reached via email, which beautifulsoulbeautyapothecary@gmail.com, or by phone, or of course through our IG or our Facebook social media platforms. We have a blog. It's on our website. So we also have booking for all the different services that we offer. Like I said, I have a girls' night, spa, self-care, consultations for products, whatever. Again, we're fully functional as a wholesaler. I am one person. And of course, there's a 7 to 21 day lead time on any wholesale orders, but I love, love, love to fulfill custom orders and wholesale orders. And again, I'm always happy to do product consultations or consultations about our services. We're interested in growing the tribe here, so please feel free to reach out for collaborations, to add us on social media. If you have information about upcoming expos, pop-up shops, vending events, anything that you feel that Beautiful Soul will be able to contribute to in a positive manner, that would be awesome. And lastly, I'm a firm believer that the products speak for those who need them, and the people who need the products will be led to us. 100% I have faith in that. And I know that we serve the Most High, but again, we live here in this 3D. So here, salvation is the only thing that's free, right? So we don't beg, but we're always open to sponsors, and we take donations. It's hard out here without a pandemic for a small Black-owned business, but I recognize that not everyone is struggling, and there are some people that are really thriving. So if you are inclined to, please email me or donate via our Cash App, which is the $ Beautiful Soul CO. All donation proceeds go towards the grand opening of the Healing Hub, which is my home-based storefront. And Kai, again, I thank you so much for your time and for the opportunity. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. And many, many blessings to you, my love. Love you.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I have been so fed by yet another experience with you. And it is definitely an experience. And I just, I adore you. I admire you, and I appreciate you. Those are my words.